professor, knowledge so deep. Gaming history, secrets it keeps. Late night with the Garage Gamer, where the fun never ends, where the fun. With Chris, Eric, Nathan, and Travis, they're your gaming friends. Chris from a Soul Jackson's Media Grounds, movie reviews and gaming sounds. Eric the Professor, knowledge so deep. Gaming history, secrets he keeps. Late night with the Garage Gamer, where the fun never ends, where the fun. With Chris, Eric, Nathan, and Travis, they're your gaming friends. Nathan the 8-bit legend, old school cool. Retro games, he's the rule. Travis the PC master, tech so fine. Building rigs, crossing a line. Late night with the Garage Gamer, where the fun never ends, where the fun. With Chris, Eric, Nathan, and Travis, they're your gaming friends. So grab your snacks and settle in. The Garage Gamer show is about to begin. Late night with the Garage Gamer.
What up, everybody? Here's my button. Late Night Live, episode 48. And we got the whole crew with us tonight. This should be a good episode. To my right, or my left, Ace of Jacks Media Grounds. Chris, what's up, bro?
Not a whole lot. It's been a fun week. I jumped back into VR with the release of Behemoth on PSVR 2.
Oh, okay. Cool. How was that?
It's really good. Played about a half hour, but I haven't played VR in such a long time that I started to get sick.
No.
You lost
Like
your
you
legs.
threw up? Or...
Yeah. I kind of lost my legs, but there's a lot of movement and motion and everything, and so it was a little bit too much for me at that point. And so
The easiest way to fix that is to play Boneworks.
you know, this one's really good too.
Is it? It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty motion sickness inducing. You think it's pretty tough?
Well, and I don't know if it's because I had added on there's the option to do like the stilted turning with your camera or have it like regular motion. And so I turned on the regular motion, but you also have to run and there's a lot of cliffs and like it's visually it was really well done. And I was just kind of like I could feel myself getting sick every time I got near cliffs and was like trying to look over the side type of thing. So I'm like, yeah, I'll stop for now. I'll get back into it.
How long did it wreck you? Just out of curiosity. Last time I got motion sick from VR, I didn't realize I was until like it was like 2 hours later, and then it wore off, and then I was like, oh, I was VR.
It was maybe 20 minutes, and then I was
nice
after that. So
okay, yeah.
It's just I used to play VR games on a daily basis, and I haven't done that in a while, and so I was like, I'll get back into that one.
Okay.
You know.
Travis, the PC master.
Good evening.
How are you?
Yeah, good. So yeah, the continuation on Dragon Age for me. That's it, and I want to be done with it because I'm sure we'll talk about it. But Indiana Jones is getting massive good press.
That belongs in a museum.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think I'll get past the fact that I expect it to be third person, and I'll just jump in and grab that one. It looks like next. Yeah. And Eric, you might like it. We'll talk about it, I think, but I think it's stealth game.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also, hi to everyone in the chat. Derek James, dude, thanks for coming on, man. I see you on Instagram a lot, so glad you were able to come on. Adam Dark Empire, LFG, and Alikrian's here. Thank you. So appreciate you guys. Derek James says, I need that Indiana Jones game. Well, it's coming to Game Pass Tuesday, I believe. Is it Monday or Tuesday?
Sunday.
Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, so it did get delayed a little bit because it was launched for console and PC like Friday, right?
If you have early access, it launched Thursday for me, or Pacific time. It launched at 4 p.m.
Okay.
So that's when I jumped in.
Okay.
Boom. But 8-bit gaming legend, the man, Dathan.
What's up?
Professor.
You know, it's been a long week. I'm glad it's over. The highlight of my week was I got to have dinner with Eric yesterday, play pinball, so that was good.
Killed it.
Yeah, I did. I was on ball one for about a half hour.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
What game?
Yeah.
Thunderball.
007.
007 Thunderball.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is a good one. And I played some Horizon Forbidden West, or Zero Dawn, sorry. And I pre-installed the Indiana Jones game for Sunday. That's about it. That's my week. And I worked a lot. So when
Derek.
I got Chris's box of fun, Chris's treasure trove of stuff. I did that for about an hour yesterday, getting all his treasures and fun stuff. I think what we should do is I'm going to give you the box tomorrow. Is next Friday. Is what we'll do is like after every segment, you take something out of the box to show everybody, like a show and tell type thing. That's what I think you should do. I don't think you should dive right in.
In a museum.
I think you should share the wealth with everybody.
Well, I'm gonna need to get me a whole lot of beer to do that.
Yeah, I hope you're getting Dathan something, Chris, here.
I
You got his Transformers toy still? Or
I got his Transformer
you better
toy.
buy a couple of them.
I haven't sold it on eBay yet.
No, that sale hasn't gone through.
No, not yet.
Saying Spirits is here. It says you have a quiet keyboard so far. We'll have to change that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I got rid of my mechanical keyboard and went with a
What?
Yeah.
a different one.
Trader.
I know. First world problems is what it is, Those.
Well, the clack is the bee's knees, so you need it back.
Oh no!
Just tell me and I'll type for you, and I can just.
That was like
Yeah, there we go. Eric can be the sound guy.
Chris. That was like your whole persona on this show. Is like you were the keyboard guy, and now you got rid of the keyboard. Now Eric's gonna be the keyboard guy.
I got to create a new persona. I'm growing out my hair this week. Next week I'll probably be wearing makeup. Who knows? I mean, we got to take this on the road. The show's got to go in a whole new direction.
New direction.
Oh, brother. Okay.
No pigeonholing for me. That's what's going on over here.
So stupid. I hate this one.
Yeah, Dathan doesn't like it.
Effing soundboard.
Derek says I have to buy Indiana Jones on the Series X. Then I can't wait that long for the PS5 version. Yeah, I'll talk about it here in a second, but Xbox is good. Should be
Derek,
good for
just CD keys, a month of Game Pass Ultimate for $12, and play it for free for a little bit. That's what I would do.
Exactly.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Eric, let's introduce Eric here. How you doing, sir?
Doing well.
Any games last week at all? I know you've been busy with stuff.
Yeah. What did I play? A little NES World Champs. I got a decent score at the what was the Deadshot or Sharpshoot? Whatever, the one where you kill Goma in Zelda.
You did that in like 1 second, right? 1.4 seconds or something.
1.63, I think it was. But yeah, still like top 4%. Still not super high, but top 4%. I'll take it. And then still Darkest Dungeon, which is starting to lose its appeal. So.
Darkest Dungeon 2 isn't as good as Darkest Dungeon 1 in your opinion?
My
Or you're just getting tired of the whole.
I'm getting tired of the gameplay loop.
It's just the dungeon has just gotten too dark for you. You just like want to come out to the light.
Yeah. Need to find a nice sunny game to play.
Well, Derek says the new Power Rangers game's coming out this month, so maybe that's the game for you. I don't know.
I was looking at Crimson Diamond. I don't know if anybody's played it here, but it's an adventure game in like the Sierra tradition, like Sierra Online tradition, and it runs on Mac. So I thought that might be fun.
You should play Slay the Princess. Steam told me that you'd like it.
Yeah, did you like it? You didn't tell me if you. We talked about it 10 times. You've never told me if you liked it.
What? Well, besides the point, Steam explicitly said Eric and everybody you know will like Slay the Princess. Recommend it to everybody. I think Steam actually is the development studio behind Slay the Princess. With
it probably is. Yeah, it's the only way.
Did I like it? Actually, a better question would be, did my daughter like it? Because she played it more than me. I played it long enough to realize it was choose your own adventure, and I got the joke. And then I kind of was like, I'll come back to this later. So I'm nowhere there. She actually did Slay the Princess, and then made it further. So I don't know, but she has not asked to play it again after playing it that initial 3 hours.
So you're on record of playing it 1.1 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Then she didn't even play it 3 hours. My mistake. It felt like 3 hours because I wasn't being bothered on Thanksgiving. So
explain the whole
an hour.
Explain the story of Slay the Princess. So you're.
I can't because that's the whole point of playing the game. The less you know, the better it is. It's like one of those movies where somebody says, "Hey, this is a good movie," and you go, "What's it about?" And they go, "You know what? You don't want to know anything about it. Go see it." Apparently, the game is like that.
It's Slay the Princess.
Yeah, I guess yes. In a nutshell, you are supposed to slay the princess. That you are supposed to slay the princess, and then gameplay wise, it's like a choose your own adventure game or book. You just have like 8 different options, and you just pick, and some of them just give you dialogue. Some of them actually move you to the next scene, basically.
Gotcha.
So it's static images and a decision tree. That's it?
Yes.
That's the game? I probably won't play it.
Well, you should, because Steam told me you explicitly would love it. And everybody else on the podcast, as a matter of fact, would love it. Yeah. Everybody should buy it. It's $4.99. What was $4.99 Black Friday, I think. That's the price of a book. What do you want? For $4.99, it's a book. You've seen $4.99 is a book for $4.99.
Crimson Diamond.
What's that?
$4.99 is the price of a book.
Yeah, I guess nowadays books
paperback
are $8.99, right? Yeah, paperbacks are even up to $8.99.
What paperbacks are you buying?
Yeah, apparently.
The last book I bought, paperback, was $20.
Yikes. Man, they want a lot for having to sit down and read.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but Dragon's Lair had Tom Bluth and like moving pictures.
You don't like the font? This was a Christmas font.
Don Bluth. Sorry, Don Bluth.
I like the font.
I should have done what I was gonna do, which was wear my ugly Christmas sweater. And I was like, no, it's too early for that.
Instead, you just got your ugly hair.
It's still more hair than you, Travis.
I know. I didn't. Hey, that's fine.
All right. Okay. I changed the font for you, Elite Korean, or who was complaining about that? Saiyan Spirits. All right.
Saiyan Spirits doesn't complain. He just educates you on things.
Makes observations.
Yeah, its main gameplay motivation is choice. Yeah, that part is. I guess that's the idea, right? But I just don't really. I mean, so far nothing has engaged me with it, other than just finding it kind of cute. As far as the idea.
That's what Christmas is all about, Derek. It's burning your friends.
Are these guys my friends? I guess they are.
I don't know. You said Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, so
It's not. It's not.
it is. It is. Sorry to say it is.
It takes place on Christmas.
It is a Christmas movie.
If Die Hard is a Christmas movie, then Prometheus is a Christmas movie.
Okay, that's fine.
In it. That's
Go ahead. That's fine.
Is Gremlins a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Die Hard's a good movie.
But it's like Die Hard is not a movie like you're gonna have your like on Christmas Eve and you're gonna watch together with your family and get all cozy with the wife and the kids.
You've never been to Dathan's house for Christmas.
That's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I watch it once a year during Christmas.
Yeah, it's same for me.
Well,
once a year.
The biggest problem that I have with this idea is that we all know that a Christmas movie is an Xbox, but is an Xbox a Christmas movie?
Well, you can watch movies on your Xbox.
Oh, snap. Yeah, because it's actually more of a media center than the PlayStation is, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
PlayStation
There you
can play
go.
movies
Outs-
too.
Yeah,
but next you're
outsmarted
gonna
by
say a
Microsoft
PlayStation.
again.
Yeah,
Is an Xbox.
But the PlayStation, PlayStation's
everything's an
Xbox.
Xbox. The PlayStation is an Xbox now.
Mm-hmm. It really gets rid of the console war. Good job, Microsoft.
You can't have a war if there's nothing to.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of Xbox, I did get to play Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I think I might be the only one here that's done it so far.
Yeah.
Here, I took a little bit of gameplay. I'm 8 hours in. If that tells you anything. The game is fantastic, you guys. Like, I remember talking about this game with Chris when we first started the this podcast, and we were really hesitant on what we were going to see from this, and I was really nervous. I think Starfield had come out a couple months earlier, and that was like up and down with everyone, and I feel like there hasn't been very many good games on Xbox really this year, like standalone games like that I've played. But for right now, this is an Xbox exclusive. As long as they how long it's going to take them to port it to PlayStation. But wow, like they did a lot of good stuff with this game. So first of all, if you're seeing this right here, so they the opening scene of the game, they put you right in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and they completely recreated the first scenes as like the tutorial.
Cool.
And it feels like they totally get you in that, oh, you're in the movie, like this is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's like longer than the movie because you're doing some walking in the jungle and you're learning how to jump and pick things up and look at things. And all these cuts right here are like that's Spielberg, but they've like, this is in the game now, and I feel like they probably started with this and then they've moved it to the rest of the games. Like the whole game feels like a cinematic experience, but you're inside the game, and it works beautifully like that. So
the first one of the things that I'm curious about watching your gameplay, I'm not seeing what the review had said. The review said that it basically, the majority of it plays as a stealth game.
Well, yes and no. So
okay,
you can go in guns blazing and just start punching people out. It doesn't matter. I think the more difficult the difficulty level, how high you have it is, you probably want to do more stealth if it's difficult to fight people. I think I've got mine at moderate. I'm not at the easy, but I'm the one like above it, like normal, just normal.
Okay.
And then, but you can also like upgrade Indy. He can find a book about how to fight people better, and you find that book, you read the book, and you upgrade your punching ability.
Gotcha.
So, Yeah, it's stealth in some aspects, but other aspects, Indiana Jones, he's not sneaking around everywhere. Sometimes he's going in there and he has to take out the Nazis.
Yeah, because they kind of compared it to this one review compared it to like Thief or Dishonored, and said that that it's more, the gameplay's more that style. So that's why I said that Eric might really enjoy it, because he was talking
Yeah.
about wanting a game in that vein.
I can see the Dishonored for sure.
Can't
The
even-
guy, the guy that they have playing Indiana Jones, and Chris, I don't know. I think I remember talking about this with you too. Like, we were worried, like, man, we wish they had gotten Harrison Ford, and I was like, why couldn't they get him? Oh, there's Eric. He's back.
He's too old and can't be bothered.
But like, this is even better, because not only did this guy nail the Harrison Ford performance,
Yeah.
but Harrison Ford probably doesn't have that long to go, and they can make another game after this. Like, if this is a successful game for Bethesda, Microsoft, and it seems like everyone's liking it, for the most part that I've seen. Man, they can make this is like the new form of movie. Like, the last couple Indiana Jones movies have been terrible. I think we can all agree on that. Now with video games, this is the beautiful part of this media. Like, if you really nail a game and put everything you have into it as a developer, and you really know your subject material, you can really make an amazing like movie style game. And so far I'm blown away by it, really. Like,
Yeah, I can't wait to play it. Like, that's definitely moved its way up to the top after I'm done with Dragon Age, for sure.
there's humor in it. Let me go back, and I'm gonna play the audio here, because there's some really funny moments in the movies, at least the first three. Okay, so
This should hold.
when you're climbing, and you do a lot of stuff with the whip, which is always fun.
You're forgiven.
But here's a funny scene.
Wait, I didn't confess yet.
All right, let's get this over with.
Father, forgive me because I've sinned.
Okay, and I apologize. I think when my
I
kids
had
came
no-
up to me, I paused it. But you're in a confessional.
Yeah,
You're at the Vatican.
My mother-in-law.
It's all right. Just say 3 Hail Marys.
No, Father, you don't understand. My wife is expecting a child, and I fear that.
What?
Yeah. Let me finish, please. I fear that my mother-in-law is with the child also.
Jesus Christ, what have you done?
Wait. You are not a priest.
Screw it.
But like, that's like, it was great. Like, he's saying like, screw it, and Jesus Christ, like, they definitely didn't make this game woke. Like, I was seeing people online where Microsoft was gonna make it or whatever. No, that's like right to exactly what Harrison Ford would have said.
Yeah.
And they nailed it. The graphics seem really good. I believe it's trying to be at 60 frames per second, or pretty close to it. And if you're in the chat and you've already played it, let me know. I just got to the pyramids of Giza, so I just finished the last part where you're in the confessional and all that stuff. And
How many hours are they predicting the game lasts, do you know?
I haven't seen it exactly, but
Okay.
I'm 8 hours in.
Yeah. You feel like you're just scratching the surface, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's also a lot of side stuff too, like a lot of
Cool.
exploring. And if you're good at puzzle solving, I think the puzzles are hard. Like you got to think about stuff, but they're not
Good.
too hard. Like I don't think
Yeah.
I've had to look anything up on YouTube or anything. Like it's like just think about it.
But they're not
And-
Uncharted level of easy then.
No.
Yeah. Cool.
And
Cool. That's
each
good.
puzzle is different. It's not repetitive either, which I appreciate. Like you're not doing the same thing over and over again. Like, but like one of them was like it's almost like you're in a Temple of Doom kind of thing, and you got to solve a couple challenges over here and a couple challenges over here to unlock the main door.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also like little puzzles, like as you walk through like a castle, you'll see like a bookcase, and it's got several books here, and there's a note saying, oh, you need to look under these statues and decipher these symbols, and this symbol means this, and then you put that in the combination, and that'll unlock the mechanism on the safe to open it and get the key out or whatever. It's kind of like that kind of stuff.
That's cool, though. I mean, it's exciting when they take, you know, a franchise that we like and actually make a good game out of it.
Oh yeah,
You know, like I totally get what you're saying. Like when they did Star Wars stuff right, it's way cool. You know,
right.
I just hope that they don't screw up like, you know, like they've kind of done with Dragon Age, where they're just rushing through. Like apparently the Dragon Age problem is that they fired their writers, or they just didn't value their writers, so they all quit. And so that's why the game, my complaints about the game feeling so stilted and jagged with dialogue, the former writers say that that's why, is that the original people all kind of left because they didn't feel valued, because the games were doing so well that BioWare thought, hey, what do we need the writers for? We can figure this out. The story's already written. What we need to focus on is just, you know, cranking the game out. And hopefully that doesn't, you know, success doesn't get the best of them, because, you know, that's obviously why you really, really like the game, right? It's not just that there's good gameplay. You really like the dialogue. You like, you know, the
It nails all the elements.
writing.
So if you nail
Yeah.
the nostalgia element, if it nails the gameplay, if it's a great story, Chris, you always like to talk about if it's a great story. This is a
Yep.
great story. Like there's you feel like you're in the movie, number one, but like there's also a serious bad guy in this, and I didn't share any of that footage, but the bad guy is a DICK, and like that's gonna be a good fight. That
Is he a dick?
Hey, this is a family-friendly show. We don't use such language here.
Jesus Christ, my God.
So
I did find an article here that's timeline to complete it if you're just going through the main story, not doing any of the side stuff, is 12 hours. The standard, like critical path with some side activities, you're looking at 16 to 30 hours. And then if you want to do everything, 35 plus hours.
you're gonna get your money's worth, especially if you have it on Game Pass. Like,
Yeah.
there's your $12, as you were saying, on CD keys, Dathan.
And he's not a crook.
So I recommend if you guys have it on Game Pass and PC, they also just announced that you can play this on Steam as well. But it'll do cross saves between your Xbox and Steam now. This is like one of the first games that I think does that.
Yeah, that does the mix. That's cool.
So that's really cool. So like you can jump back and forth, and I think what they're going to be going for is like if they have a handheld or any kind of other PC handheld, you could just take that on the go and then drop that into your or start playing on your Xbox, and then you have the same save game file. Like I love that.
Your Steam Deck's an Xbox. I get it.
Right. Yeah, Derek. Yeah, I think if you saw my other video, I did get the collector's edition. I think for the most part, most people just, if you want to get something cool, just get the steelbook, because I think that was like the coolest anything out of my collector's edition. The globe is nice. I mean, it looks good on the shelf, but I think is it necessary? No, but I don't know. They needed to have like a whip or something or a fedora. But overall, like I'm really excited that the game is doing well. Seems like there's a lot of positive press about it, and all like the game's fun. So that's what it's all about. And it feels like too like they just announced this game. I feel like just a couple years ago, and for them to put it out with this good a quality, I'm really impressed with Machine Games. Number one, because like they put out Wolfenstein before this. Like this is nothing like that. So hats off to those guys. And maybe they were probably under a lot of pressure from Microsoft to give them a good hit, and they delivered. Yeah. Well, you never know. Anyway, any other questions from you guys I can answer before Sunday? If not, we'll move on. Yeah, acting really good, voice acting really good. Gameplay feels great. I've got it in. You can have it in letterbox mode, or you can do the full screen aspect. I put it in the black bar mode because it really looks like you're in the movie.
Can you do it in 4:9? I really like that bad.
that I don't know. Yeah, and what was the last game that was critically acclaimed by Microsoft? I have no idea.
There was that one they shut down the studio on.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush. It was
but even that.
Acclaimed.
Oh yeah,
but it was
Rush.
They didn't put as much effort into that game as they did this game. Like they put some money into this game.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to be laying off those people anytime soon. I hope they don't. Hopefully they tell them to start make the next Indiana Jones game or a Star Wars or whatever they want to make. Cause like, this is good. But I'm excited to see you guys play it next week and hear you guys talk about it.
Just looking at it now, it seems like the lighting is really good. The atmospheric effects also, like graphics wise, it's fairly impressive.
Yeah, if you have a high-end PC, I guess it really takes advantage of ray tracing like nothing else, because you're in most of these rooms, you've got sunlight. It's not this is before we had lighting in stores and stuff like we do now. Like they're going for a I don't know what year is 1917 or whatever year, 1930 something kind of look. And a lot of these archaeological dig sites, they need that natural lighting. It really looks spectacular. Forza Horizon probably the best MS game. Yeah, I could see that.
Oh yeah, Forza was good. Yeah,
especially because it was in Mexico. Right, just for you, worst Jago.
I think he's pretty okay as a Jago. So,
I wanted to talk. So, a couple other things tonight, and then if anything else you guys want to do, there was. I have an interesting video about this guy talking about GameStop and what happened to his PlayStation 5 Pro. And then I also have some video of the Donkey Kong Returns game coming up. And we can talk a little toys, too, that was announced today. But what do you guys want to go to first? The GameStop?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Maybe you've seen this. Yeah.
Maybe you've seen Bash and GameStop.
Oh, yeah. Like,
why don't we talk about the Game Awards some more? That sounds like a good idea.
That's next week. That's next week. I was looking like, when is the Game Awards? Oh, it's next Thursday. Like, man, that's gonna. We'll have something to talk about.
We can also bring up the Penn State Oregon game tomorrow.
Yeah, should be good. All right, what? So I was just scrolling on my phone, and I came across this short, and I just recorded it. So just watch it here and see what you guys. I'm curious to your opinion.
So my local GameStop just tried to sell me an opened and used PlayStation 5 Pro as a new one. I pre-ordered my PlayStation 5 Pro right when they came out, right when they were announced. And today I went in this morning to get it. And what I received was an opened one. And I didn't notice it was open until I was walking out the door. I turned around and I said, hey, this is open. What's going on? They said, they were damaged in shipping. The seals were already open. So I was like, okay, cool. Walk out to my car, open the box. What do you know? The whole thing looks like it's repackaged. The manuals are bent. I take it back in. The guy starts throwing a fit. I'm like, hey, I just want a new one. Can I just get a new one? Can I get a sealed one? No, it's fine. It's fine. I was like, fine, then I want to do a return. He was going to do a return for it. I took a picture of it. And what do you know? Magically, he wants to just now give me a new one. GameStop, this shit is not okay. Watch your people. This was in Searcy, Arkansas.
Well, there's your first problem right there is it's Arkansas.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's hard to bash GameStop on this one, really. Every franchise puts a location somewhere that they maybe shouldn't have.
Don't go to Arkansas. But seriously, like, I can totally see GameStop doing that. Dathan, you said your PlayStation 5 Pro the seal had been broken too, right?
My Pro was fine. My 30th anniversary, the seal was slid a little bit or whatever. So what I did, because I did some research on it, and apparently the seals that they used did not acclimate very well to hot and cold weather. So over time, as during transit, when they're moving back and forth, whatever in the boxes, the seal just ended up just cracking and breaking. Because I opened up my 30th anniversary and everything was perfect. Like, it was wrapped up the way it should have been. Everything was where it was supposed to be. And apparently this happened to a lot of people. I don't know about the pros, but it looks like they use the same. Yeah, they use the same seals on the pros, and they did the 30th, the same ones. And I don't know why they didn't use the like the silver PlayStation stickers. That they've come out with before the say the PS on them, and they're over. I don't know why they didn't use that.
I got your answer, Dathan. I found it. It's so Sony started a new but strange initiative to prevent scalpers from targeting PlayStation 5 consoles. So their new seals just automatically break.
That makes no sense, though. Like,
so
why?
They're like, oh, if we make it so all of our new consoles come with seals that will just automatically break during transit, then scalpers can't sell them as new consoles.
Because this has happened at every major retailer since they've been released, at Best Buy, Target, Walmart, but every retailer, and it's not just an isolated incident.
This guy is saying that it's been. Not only did the seal break, but that GameStop opened it up and went through stuff, and they bent the manual and things of that nature.
Well,
like
that's a Searcy, Arkansas thing. I don't know what goes on with that. I don't know.
Well,
even where he said that they weren't taking it back, like, that doesn't. I have not seen an employee care that much about anything like that. So I'm guessing that he just had an interaction with a specific employee, and that just happens.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's just like red flag. Why are people like getting stuff at GameStop? Like, they've let me down so much, and I just hear these kind of stories about buying a PlayStation 5 Pro. Not only is the seal broken, which maybe isn't their fault, but if it looks like the employees went through it, and then they offer a brand new one that's not like that. Like, I have some serious questions. Like, and maybe that is just like that little town in Arkansas doing it, but like, you hear about one bad story, you know, bad customer service is it's like a spider web. It just comes right out and attacks everyone. And you know, maybe the good stuff. I know, like, there's probably some amazing GameStop employees that do an amazing job and really go above and beyond what they're supposed to be doing. But you know, we don't hear about it too much, really.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make for good conversation either. But anyway, I don't know. I bought in games from GameStop and they're brand new and they're supposed to be not opened, and they've sent it to me where they've been opened, and I think they take the disc out and they put the disc behind the counter.
Yeah. That's
they're
what
worried
they used
about
to do with
theft
the
or
mall
something.
ones. Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe the solution is just go all digital, Eric. I don't know.
Well, I think GameStop has like a cousin of ours working there at each one, you know, so you want to support your family, and that's how they continue to exist and thrive. It's, through familiar ties and everything, especially in Arkansas. I'm sure there's a lot of family connections going on there, but we don't need to get into that.
They'd probably say the whole same stuff about Oregon or whatever. But,
I thought it was Oregon. Welcome to Oregon. We got lots of guns.
Isn't Walmart from Arkansas? So
Bentonville.
Yeah.
Well, that would explain the clientele of Walmart.
Derek says, I used to love GameStop, then I stopped and started going to Best Buy. Then I hated their return policy, so now I just buy digital. Well, that's what Eric exactly wants to hear, right?
Yeah. Hey, do your thing.
Oh, and while we're on the topic of digital, people on online were giving me grief about buying the collector's edition because it has no disc. Like, why is this my fault? Like, yeah, it has the code. It has the code in the steelbook. Like, yeah, like this is the way it's been for a couple years now. Why are you coming after me? Like, you're telling me like, well, I only buy physical. This ship has sailed. This was a couple years ago they started doing this, and it's not just Microsoft. It's PlayStation too. Nintendo hasn't started yet, so you know maybe that's a reason why to Nintendo with their collector's editions. But
if you're looking for a physical copy of a game, Nintendo's the only one that collector's editions still have them. But yeah, it's like Derek said, Spider-Man 2 had no disc. It was this digital code.
But like, why is this my fault? Don't come after me. Like, I have nothing to do with it.
You are the voice of the people.
I guess so. Yeah. Like, seriously. What are you doing
with our platform?
Like, what if someone comments on my Instagram or whatever? Like, they're saying, "What? You know, why is this going on? Like, why? Like, I'm like thinking, like, how do I even respond to this? Because I didn't make the product. I just bought it.
Oh, we know.
But I'm a bad person now.
Stop buying it.
I guess so.
That's what they want you to do.
Yeah, I read your comment. I'm never gonna buy from them ever again.
Or maybe Game Pass is the way to consume digital only media, right? Because then you have your subscription, you own the game for as long as your subscription is active. It's really no different than you owning the game for as long as they keep their servers active. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So in a digital only world, yeah, a Game Pass type subscription service makes total sense to me. But I own Nintendo.
Just remove a few zeros there saying spirits and you got it.
Yeah, no,
my guess is the problem that us as fans with Game Pass services is that the monetization it'll have the same impact that it had on the music industry with subscription, you know, with like Spotify and things like that, where the artists and the creators of the content don't really see the value of what they did. So they the really good stuff doesn't get rewarded. Like, let's say Baldur's Gate 3 was kind of the one that everybody was talking about, like how well it sold. So what we expect is that we're going to see more games take a stab at making quality on par with Baldur's Gate 3 or something like that, right? When you're only doing subscriptions, the money all goes to the same people, just split, perhaps, right? So I think that the fear would be that we may not see us voting with our money. We're just voting for what subscription platform we want to pay for. And that may actually hurt the offerings that we get as gamers later. I think that would be my fear of doing the subscription stuff too much.
That's a compelling reason to buy physical media.
Well, and then the confusion becomes, because I've seen some developers say that, oh, hey, Game Pass is cannibalizing our sales,
right,
with the people who are playing the game on Game Pass. And it's like, but would those same people have bought your game if it wasn't on Game Pass? Because
right.
that's where the issue becomes. There's no way to look at somebody and be like, well, that's a customer of mine because he's playing a game on Game Pass. If Game Pass didn't exist, he would have bought the game. But then that person is like, no, the only reason I'm playing the game is because of Game Pass.
Because it's on Game Pass, yeah.
Otherwise, I would have never touched the game. I would have never given it a chance in the first place. So then it's not really a sale that's being cannibalized. But they try so hard to try and like justify the fact that their game's not selling.
Right.
And you can't, I mean, it sucks for like the small publishers and the small developers who are trying to like get their names out there and do things. But they're like trying to go to a fortune ball or a fortune teller and, you know, get an answer to something that it's hard to actually like pin down what the cause is or why they're not selling the game they want to sell.
Yeah, I mean, it seems that way. Yeah.
We've seen this before with you know, the Napster transition in college for me, where things went to digital only, and the music industry made the same argument about cannibalized sales. But a lot of the music I was consuming back then in MP3s, I would never have bought the disc for, right? I would never have bought the CD. So it would be erroneous to count me as a stolen sale because I would have never bought the thing to begin with. And you know, the benefit back, or the benefit of that transition was, you know, in the 90s, you spent $20 for a CD because you heard one or two good songs on the radio and you hoped there was something else worth listening to on the album. And the benefit is, okay, if there's only one good album or one good song on the album, then you can just listen to that one good song for free. Thanks, Napster. The trade-off is that changed the way we consume music forever. People don't think in terms of albums anymore. They think about what's a good song I can listen to. And they listen to that one good song on Spotify, and then they think, what's a good song I can listen to? And then they listen to another good song on Spotify. And what that, I think that has the potential to destroy some kinds of art we grew up with, like the concept album. I can't tell you what the last concept album was because that requires somebody to listen to 12 songs in a row uninterrupted, right? So by analogy, we're entering the digital only era of video games. We can consume the ones we want. It might change the way that we play games. It might change the kinds of games that are being made. I wouldn't try to predict that, if that'll be good or bad, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, to your point about the music, if you look back in the 80s, you used to be able to buy like singles on cassette tapes.
Oh yeah, you could buy singles on CD too. I still have some.
Yeah.
You know, and they slowly kind of, at least for me, it used to be that I'd go to Circuit City and I'd find like, you know, great songs I wanted to listen to, but I'd be like buying the singles on cassette.
And the way that the the way they'd mitigate you from not wanting to buy the CD, or if you got the CD to not buy the single, is that they put B-sides that you wouldn't get on the CD on the single, so that you could get live recordings that are hard to come by, or tracks that were cut off the album that are on the backside of your cassette single. And I sought some of those singles out, particularly because the B-sides were attractive to me. So there's ways to make that compelling for a consumer, but I guess I don't know what the analogy would be to what's a B-side of a video game. I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, this is a good comment though from Worst Jago. If you only game on PC, you have been an only digital gamer for the last decade. That's some truth to that.
It's true because you can't even buy CD drives. Like, they're not readily available if you go into Best Buy or any of these tech stores.
All of my Mac stuff is of course through Steam or Epic, and that's it. So yeah.
Well, and I don't know if you saw that Warcraft 1 and 2 are being delisted from GOG.
Yeah, GOG.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because GOG has put out their initiative that they want to kind of preserve older games. And Microsoft said, oh, wait, you don't have DRM? Well, we're going to go ahead and remove Warcraft 1 and 2 from online services unless they have DRM. And it's like, well, it kind of sucks for people who want to keep those older games available and accessible for newer generations when a company is like, well, we want as much money as we can. And we know that if you don't have the digital rights management there, then somebody's going to come along and is going to make these games freely available for everybody. And it's like, but how many years have people been going through and like breaking DRM just so they can make those games available?
They want as much money as they can get from a 30-year-old game. Okay, bro.
Well, and those are Microsoft games, so like I wouldn't be surprised if those find their way into Game Pass, and maybe that's kind of why that.
I think they already are on Game Pass.
Yeah, so I don't use GOG myself. I appreciate they don't have the DRM on there, but I really like the Steam interface. I have much more games on Steam. I guess I don't use GOG, so I definitely have more games.
As far as like older games go, I prefer them on GOG to Steam because GOG actually goes through the process of optimizing them for newer operating systems where Steam doesn't.
Right.
So I've got System Shock 2 on both GOG and Steam. I can't play it on Steam unless I go through the process of installing mods to make it playable, but I can automatically play it on my GOG account, which was the only reason I ended up buying on both, is because I bought it on Steam originally on sale, and then I couldn't play it on Windows 10. And I was like, well, this is kind of pointless. So I bought the GOG version, and I could play it immediately on Windows 10. So that's the only real difference between Steam and GOG that I see, is that GOG actually goes through the process of optimizing every game for the operating system.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's on their network, you can automatically start playing it. Steam doesn't. They leave it up to the developers.
Yeah. I think that's because the mission of GOG, I mean, it's right in the name, Good Old Games. Their mission is to preserve these playing experiences for new audiences, and Steam, I don't think, cares about that.
I mean, I agree. John McClane goes to Nakatomi Plaza during Christmas time. And
Jesus
it's a Christmas
Christ,
movie.
my God.
No matter how you put it, it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
period. So
that pretty much puts a bow on it.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's
so stupid. I hate this one.
You know what? I was also thinking too, like it's almost tax season, and I don't know if you guys use TurboTax, but it used to be.
Don't do that.
You get TurboTax and you get it on a CD.
Yeah.
You don't get it on a CD anymore. You get a code for it. So that's how they know where things are going, right? So anyway, good topic, guys. All right, I want to talk about
use Free Tax USA. There's my plug for Free Tax USA.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I use too.
Yeah.
Didn't you have like a Chris? Didn't you get audited though last year or something?
I didn't get audited. The problem was
We're going off topic now, but
so I bought a house in 2022.
Yeah.
And we'd updated our information with the IRS. Last year, for some reason, they went back to our old rental address. So when I filed my taxes, sent everything across, had my current address, they're like, whoa, wait, these addresses aren't matching up. But they didn't tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go through 5 different reps before somebody finally was like, well, have you ever updated your address with us? And I'm like, yeah, I've been living in the same house for 2 years. Like, what the hell are you talking about? And they're like, well, we have this address. And I'm like, how do you guys revert back to the old address after I've already filed taxes with you the year before? Like, I mean, I get your federal government and you guys have got your heads all up your ass.
Don't you work? You work for the government though, don't you?
Yeah, the state level, our heads are all up our own asses too.
All right. Anyway,
but yeah, so it ultimately ended up being a case where their system was showing my old address and not the address with what I'd filed. And once that was all fixed, it's like suddenly, oh, hey, we've got your taxes taken care of. Everything's good to go. And they, of course, are like, well, we don't notify people if your address is incorrect in our system.
No.
So, yeah.
Derek says, "Do you think we will get Nintendo Switch 2 news?" I think it's coming. There's we've seen some more images this week about knockoffs in what was that? Not Play Asia. Those
was it Kotaku? I think.
Yeah. So the some of the third party kind of stuff for the Switch 2 is starting to see images come out there. So hopefully next month, or maybe it gets something announced at the Game Awards next week. Maybe not, but we'll be waiting.
No, next week at the Game Awards will be the Nintendo Enema system.
So, but speaking of Nintendo, I want to talk about this. And this is not my video, but I'm going to shamelessly use his video. This is the new Donkey Kong Country, or I think it's Donkey Kong Returns. Comes out next year, January. Somehow he got an early copy of it. And he's got the Wii version, and he's got the Switch version here. The Wii version looks clearly better if you look at the backgrounds here. Look at the ocean to the Wii version. What is going on here? Like, why the Wii should be not as powerful a console as the Switch?
They probably just ported it and didn't optimize it for the new hardware. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
they're probably just emulating it or something like that.
This isn't a Nintendo. This is Forever Entertainment is the one that's doing this port.
Mm.
So
did Nintendo originally make the game?
Yeah, they did, but I was looking up Forever Entertainment to see, and all they do is ports of other games to the Switch, and some of their ports are okay because I have some of these games that they've ported, like Green Hell. But
the other issue is too. This is a full price $60 Switch game, and it looks like they've done minimal effort on porting it over to the Switch. Not a good look. Mm-mm. Did they not expect people to look at the older version of this and compare? That's what I don't. That's what I don't get. Like, it's the same thing that happened with when Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, got ported to Switch a couple years ago. Did they not expect anyone to look at the old version and compare? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, they didn't go with Deadpool. You know, they didn't want maximum effort. They wanted minimum effort, you know?
Yeah, some do, but I think, I mean, we're comparing it to Xbox or PlayStation, and they definitely do for now. But there should be no reason why the Switch version should look better than the Wii version, in my opinion. I don't know exactly what the graphics card is or whatever compared to the other one, but it's just kind of bizarre to me.
I mean, not everything looks better. It's not across the board. There are certain things that look better in the Switch one and certain things that don't. And yeah, that's the kind of artifacts and things that happen when you do a port that's not well optimized for the new hardware.
Yeah, I mean, it could be even just that the Switch hardware isn't powerful enough to run the game in the HD resolution, and so they had to sacrifice somewhere, and so they decided water effects were going to be the sacrifice.
Yeah, possible. I think the Wii was only 480i, maybe. I don't know.
Right. I don't remember.
I don't think it was high def.
Right. So
if you look at
this the boards on the floor there on the sand, the Switch one looks better, right?
Yeah.
But there was plenty of things that don't look better. So, sloppy port, that's kind of what you can expect.
Derek says he's still buying it. Okay. Doesn't matter. That's what Nintendo wants to hear, my friend.
I never liked the Donkey Kong games, so.
Oh, yeah. They're kind of... Yeah, they're a little frustrating a little bit. For sure. Leakrin says you can see the updates to the models. The Wii version do look flatter in all their texturing. The water stands out as a downgrade, but everything else looks upgraded. Okay. So maybe it was a choice they made, an artistic choice. The question is, if this was gotten early, do we know if this is a full release version? I believe it. I don't know. I don't know if what version this guy got.
Yeah, Leakrin's got a point, though. It could be pre-release, and who knows? Like I said, day one patch could fix some of this. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's an alpha 0.5 version,
Yeah.
It's on GOG, so that's why.
Yeah.
Good old games.
Did anybody read Eric's spreadsheet for the gaming expo prices? I did. I thoroughly enjoyed that spreadsheet, Eric. Very good. Thank you for that.
You know what? I should have shared it on here.
It's not quite as good as the Video Game Awards, but it's certainly up there.
Well, I think going through that exercise kind of confirmed for me that Portland Retro Game Expo was underpriced relative to other game festivals. So yeah, they upped their price. It seems like it's more in line with what other people are charging.
What an ugly thing to say.
Look, I don't like it, but I understand it.
Is there anything positive that's happened tonight? So, I guess Indiana Jones came out, but everything else has been really negative.
Well, let's spin it a little bit. What stood out to me also making that spreadsheet was that the Game On Expo in Phoenix is a great deal, and it's worth going.
Interesting.
Go to Game On.
Path of Exile 2 is getting is Path of Exile 2 only PC? But that's getting crazy traction right now. They had server problems. And in this case, it's a good thing because they didn't expect that much demand. So free-to-play game. Right now, it's not, actually. Right now, early access runs you money, but the game itself would be free-to-play with cosmetic upgrades. And apparently
it's going to be on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S on, according to this, is a paying early access title, December 6th. So today.
There you go. But yeah, so then it does have early access on there. So there you go. If you're in the mood for a complicated Diablo-type style game, that one's gotten some good traction.
From the original creators of Diablo.
Yeah, right. It's the OG guys. So it's pretty hardcore. I mean, I played Path of Exile off and on, but I didn't get into it enough to really get it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't run and just kind of, scour for loot sort of stuff and try to gear up that way.
The problem I had with the original Path of Exile is I found that when you went into boss fights, if you dropped a hometown warp, if you got killed, you could actually warp back to the fight, and the boss health would be at the same level it was when you died.
And that was your problem.
So you could just cheese boss fights, and it never.
Oh, sure.
Because of that, it just didn't feel like there was any difficulty to the game.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't think of the game as an overly difficult game. I felt my experience with it was just slot machine logic. You just smash things and wait until you get the jackpot, upgrade, and continue smashing. So very Diablo-like in that way, or Diablo 2-like in that way. We'll see if Path of Exile 2 is more difficult. I don't know.
Oh, we could talk about Pal World. Nintendo may not have a
do we have to
stand on now. With their last update, they removed that patent that Nintendo was suing them over.
Uh-oh.
So now when you release your pals or your Pokemon, they just appear right next to you, so you can't throw them anywhere. Yeah, I don't know.
They don't want to get sued.
Maybe Nintendo's going to drop their lawsuit since they decided to do that.
They'll find something else.
PlayStation Portal. I think that was talked about last week. Go back and watch last week's episode, Derek.
We touch on it real quick here, but yeah, that's pretty cool how the PS5 Portal, you can play games actually without one now. That's crazy.
It's digital games, right?
Yeah. Oh God.
You can't I was getting all excited. I did forget about this bit of news. I got all excited because MSI announced that they were making a claw.
A claw machine?
But it wasn't a claw machine. It ended up being the name of their little handheld portable console thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So kind of out on that, but I was excited that we'd have another claw machine, option there. Unfortunate choice of name from MSI.
We need some claw machine competition.
Yeah, that's what I was excited about. I want some, somebody to put. Who is the one doing it? 1UP Arcade or whatnot? Arcade right. 1UP. I mean, yeah, we need somebody to put them a little bit on edge.
Well, there is a Vivaro claw crane machine for $400 on eBay.
Yeah, but that's eBay.
Go right ahead, Chris.
Here's a full size crane machine for $680. Woo!
Not bad.
I saw what looks like a leaked trailer for Tron Ares, probably from D23.
Oh, so my subscribers love talking about Tron. What'd you hear about that?
I didn't hear anything. I just watched the trailer. People standing around in a theater watching the trailer for Tron Ares. It doesn't look 100% finished. The trailer doesn't. Like the first part looks not like a trailer. It looks like amateurish the first like 20 seconds or so. So maybe that's why it hasn't come out in a wider audience yet, because I think D23 was back in early November, like a month ago.
Maybe it's a fake trailer. Do you know how many fake trailers?
I know
movies
there's
are
a
out
million
there?
fake trailers, but this one looks compelling. It doesn't look like it's spliced anything in from other trailers. It's got Gillian Anderson in it, and I don't recognize because she's in Eris, and I don't recognize her part in this trailer from anything else she's been in.
Was there any clapping?
And
Did the audience clap?
You see Jared, yeah, they do. You see Jared Leto in the suit. The suit looks legitimate. It doesn't have any weird AI artifacts in it.
Okay.
So yeah, it might be a real trailer. I saw it on Reddit. I'm still. I think it's not. It's gonna fall victim to the same problem that the old Tron Legacy movie had, from 2010, which was that it'll look very pretty, but it won't be very good. It won't be very compelling.
Well, it was the music that drove Tron Legacy.
Yeah, music's great. I mean, I had the soundtrack. I have the soundtrack for all the Tron movies, but
that music, like a lot of those scenes, I only rewatch for the music. But
yeah,
Tron Legacy.
Tron Legacy is very pretty. I mean, some of the ways that they shot that are there. A lot of the environment is actually constructed in real space, because the director, I forget the guy's name, but he's an architecture, or he was an architecture student, so he was very serious about building believable architecture in a digital space. But a lot of the sets were actually constructed for Legacy. The End of Line Club in particular was mostly a built space.
Maybe the issue is that Tron is not a Christmas movie, right? Would Dathan watch it if it was a Christmas movie?
Hard to argue.
You have Carl Winslow from Family Matters is the cop.
Yeah,
and it's too the whole movie is just too perfect.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, everything about it is perfect, is absolutely fantastic. It's a great holiday movie. Take the kids to watch it if you want. It's good. Everyone gather around the fireplace. It's on Prime Video.
The German is impeccable.
You'd be set.
That's right.
Hans Gruber.
If you want to hear some good German, the Indiana Jones game,
yeah,
the bad guy can really sling that German. I've got it all in subtitles.
When they released Die Hard in Germany, they had to dub the
German to English.
No, they had to pretend that the terrorists were not from Germany but from somewhere else, because they're not.
Oh, right,
really
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the government didn't allow it, probably.
Right.
They're like, this won't make sense because nobody's actually. There's just gibberish. So
yeah.
Doesn't China do that a lot too, censoring what movies?
I don't think they censored it because it's offensive. They censored it because calling what they said was German. That was offensive.
Right.
Not that there can't be German terrorists in Germany. Of course they can be. But yeah, in China they would censor it for different reasons, because it's not a pro-state message to have Chinese terrorists, so that you get censored for that reason.
Step says Arcade 1-Up is trying to get into hotels now. They were at a convention trying to make sales.
Yeah.
The hotels where? A lobby?
Yeah, I don't know. Man,
in Arkansas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm worried about them. In Arkansas, right.
We got family down here. You guys want to play one of our arcade games, right?
Like put a claw machine next to every ice machine on every other floor. Is that the plan? Like what?
It might work.
Well, and are they going to add it so you have to put in coins to play the arcade 1-Up?
The other thing I am looking forward to in January is CES, and I don't think Arcade 1-Up will be there, but I think we might see maybe some new players in the home arcade space. maybe some puts a new claw machine. I don't know, but it should be interesting. I'd like to cover it on here when it happens. Yeah, I'm sorry if anyone's watching in Arkansas tonight. I don't think there are, but yeah,
they're used to it.
Well, I mean, we could talk about Alabama. They got their own issues.
I want to talk about Hasbro real quick. So they did their toy thing today, and this is getting me in the FOMO kind of stuff because I'm a toy tuber now.
Mm-hmm.
This I love. This is right at the end of when Amazing Spider-Man was good, and they're gonna do a Kane toy. Like, I gotta get that for sure. And then they announced this. Did any of you guys? I think Chris knows what this is. Oh, he's leaving. But do you guys know what this is? Yeah, but what Spider-Man is this?
Oh, there's a difference.
That's the 70s cartoon, 60s cartoon, right?
It's not the cartoon. This is the 1977 TV show.
Yeah, I just realized that. Yeah.
How do you know? The belt?
Well, yeah, exactly. He has
the
he has
belt and the wrist clip thingy that you can it's pretty distinctive.
Okay.
So this was like my first Spider-Man I remember seeing, and he comes with a white rope. So that was before, like, that's the way he had his webs, was he actually put a rope around people. So I'm looking forward to this. This is a Walmart exclusive in 2025. I think I gotta get this. Like, that's cool. So I love it when people our age are in charge at like these toy companies and video game companies or whatever, and they're putting out products that speak to me. And this speaks to me, so I got to get this too. But the other stuff that they announced today, like, I'm not really interested in. Like, they're gonna do a female Electro villain for Spider-Man. Like, I didn't even know there was a female Electro and all this other stuff. But some of the stuff is really good. And I did end up backing that Ghostbusters HasLab, if anyone was curious. So, oh, there's Chris. I think he's back.
Yeah.
But oh, maybe he's back. He clearly isn't the Japanese Spider-Man. The Japanese Spider-Man did have a gun. Yeah, Chris knows that. Are you back, Chris? No. You can just hear him heavy breathing. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, where's my Japanese Spider-Man with his
well, the Japanese Spider-Man like turned into a Zord or whatever with fight Godzilla and shit.
Yeah, that's why it would have been better than the 1977 Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah.
Dathan, are you getting any toys lately? Anything Transformers coming out? Or?
I don't think so. I think I'm pretty much caught up with everything for now. I did see the Cybertron Fest. I saw a lot of those toys. They were okay. I like the packaging more than I actually like some of the figures. But probably not until something else comes up.
Okay.
I have too many toys as it is. I've given Chris a bunch of stuff, so I'm sharing the wealth.
Well, you haven't given it to him yet.
No.
You gave me the Metroid things.
I did.
Metroid things.
Ooh, Metroid.
You do love Metroid, Eric.
I do love my Metroid. Apparently, I was watching some video where they were talking to the principal developers for Metroid Prime, I think it was, and they were saying, in terms of audience, Metroid doesn't draw as it's not like a top tier IP for Nintendo, and that kind of shocked me.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it would be like, I didn't think it was top 3, top 2, but I thought it was up there, top 5 at least.
I don't
but
even know. I don't think
it
it's
is.
top 10.
Yeah, which is crazy.
So then,
I think
as somebody who doesn't know a ton about Nintendo, I would have thought that it would be Mario, right? Then
Zelda.
Zelda, then Donkey Kong. I would have thrown in there.
Sure.
No.
And then
we
I
got
would
to
have put
pull up the
Metroid in there.
sales.
But tell me though, what am I missing? Because like what is considered the IP? I guess like what do they consider? Like Mario Kart doesn't count, right? Because that's just a Mario recycling, right?
Mario Kart's like the best-selling game, I think. One of the best.
Yeah, but are you talking about when you say most popular? Are you talking about in sales, or are you talking about in just everything, like just fandom and all that stuff?
Oh, I think Mario Kart in players. I don't know about sales. I don't know how that translates.
Well, I meant with Metroid.
Yeah.
What was it that they said with Metroid? It was in sales.
Well,
the best-selling Metroid game is Metroid Dread.
Really? That just came out.
At
that was on Switch. Yeah, because everyone has got a Switch.
At 3 million sales. Then you've got Metroid, the original Metroid at 2 million sales. Metroid Prime was at 2 million, and then everything is 1 million or less.
Well, just for reference, how much did Legend of Zelda sell?
Let's see.
That's the question, right?
Well, Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda, which is the 4th highest selling Nintendo game, was at 32.29 million.
Wow. Yeah. So order of magnitude difference. Yeah. But the what he said was the board of directors makes the decision to continue with Metroid as an IP, as a Halo, brand for Nintendo. Not because of their sales, but because it signals to certain kinds of players, Nintendo will make games for you too. So like more adult, darker themes, more serious play style, that sort of thing. And that's valuable to them. And so that's why these are like C-suite or even above decisions that they're making at Nintendo to keep making Metroid for those reasons. I thought that was interesting, that it's really, it's a play for market share more than it is about selling Metroid titles.
That is interesting.
Next year we are getting Metroid Prime 4, so I'm stoked to get that. Hopefully maybe this summer. Maybe I can't remember when Metroid Dread came out. I think it was summertime.
I'm embarrassed to admit that I still need to play Prime 3, but I think I've played almost everything else.
I don't think I ever played Prime 3 either.
I need to play that one.
Well,
how did Eternal Darkness sell compared to Metroid?
I don't.
I bet you Metroid sold better than it.
Yeah,
it's just one of the few games on Nintendo I've played.
Yeah,
that was very highly rated. Yeah.
That's the whole reason I got a Cube, was to play that game.
Yeah,
people wouldn't stop talking about it. Steam told me I would like it.
I think that was the first game that I saw on Cube, was at your house playing that game.
Eternal Darkness, yeah.
Eternal Darkness was a commercial failure, selling less than 500,000 copies.
Yep. I bought
great
bought
reviews,
400,000 of them. Spoiler alert.
It probably did better than ET on the 2600. So
try harder, Travis. Buy more next time.
I know.
I love that game, but yeah,
it was good.
It was certainly one of those things where it was like, wow, less than 500,000 copies, huh?
Yeah, well, it started. I mean, not that anybody would know if they didn't beat it, but it did start it started losing me at the end when it got a little strange. But most of those H.P. Lovecraftian sort of stories.
Yeah, you have to go weird at the end.
Yeah, that's kind of an H.P. Lovecraftian sort of thing,
That's the
like
trope,
Alone in the Dark suffered the same thing for me. But what we need is a sequel to Eternal Darkness. That's what the Switch needs. Then I'll go pick it up from downstairs.
They did do a spiritual successor.
Oh yeah.
What was the name of it? It was in 2013, and I think it was a scam.
They sold 12 copies.
Yeah, I wasn't there to buy 400,000.
It was called
Shadow of the Eternals.
It's called Slay the Princess.
Yeah, it's called Slay the Princess. Eric, you need to buy that. It's which one? It was called what?
Shadow of the Eternals, and it was set to be released in 12 2 to 4 hour long episodes, and they tried to do a Kickstarter on it.
Alikrian thinks that Nintendo was what was behind Eternal Darkness being so good.
Yeah.
Oh, did they do Too Human? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, it was the creator, Dyack. What's his first name?
Silicon
Stop
Knight.
spending your money on stupid shit.
Dennis
Dyack. But they did Legacy of Kain, right? Weren't you guys saying that Legacy of Kain was really good?
Yeah. It was, but I don't know if Dennis Dyack was involved with that one.
It said that it was, well, I mean, it says it's Silicon Knights one. But yeah, it doesn't, yeah, I guess he could have been later into it, right?
Yeah, Dennis Dyack was involved with Eternal Darkness. Well, he co-founded Silicon Knights.
Yeah,
but yeah, he was involved with Eternal Darkness, and then Too Human, and then he had like 12 different Kickstarters on Shadow of the Eternals, and he started a new studio in 2018, which shut down immediately, and he's been sued into oblivion.
Well then,
yeah,
I guess I won't get my Eternal Darkness too.
Yeah, it sounds like this guy he's a fun one. We could do a whole episode on him.
Derek, I am not a Dead Island person, so I don't know. We didn't play. I don't know if any of you guys played Dead Island 2.
I played Dead Island 2.
Okay, but I don't know how long it takes them to make those games, but yeah, if you want a game, like I'll support you, bro.
Well, you gotta have the same game engine, and you just copy paste.
I also think the zombie games are kind of like 10 years ago, kind of a theme. Like that was really popular when the Walking Dead TV show came out, and like now I'm like kind of over zombies a little bit. That's just kind of the way I feel. I mean, I know I got Dead Rising a couple months ago, but that was a more nostalgia play. But
I think we're getting into the werewolf arc of society and everything, because they got the Wolfman coming out in movies.
No, because you're in the Twilight now.
Yeah, I'm in Twilight.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Wouldn't that be vampires though?
No, you watch the movies. You got vampires and werewolves.
Yeah.
Or Underworld, right? That was the same. Wasn't that the same in Underworld as well? Wasn't it werewolves versus vampires?
Underworld was werewolves and vampires and crossbreeding in order to create the ultimate werewolf vampire.
Underworld was a good Christmas movie. Did you see that they're actually going to air the stop motion Rudolph on, I think, NBC?
No,
the first time since the 70s.
Why?
I guess because Tim Burton brought, like, they think that kids are going to care now, I guess.
What?
Yeah, I guess they think that it's weird enough that kids are going to care, and maybe it'll get them off Netflix to tune into broadcast television. By rerunning something from the 70s that's creepy enough to maybe work.
Yeah.
Well, it's
and Santa's a liar. That's the best part about that is Santa tells all those little toys he's going to come get them, and he never does. He just gets off that creepy island with those misfit toys, and he's gone. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll come back and get all you and find you guys homes." And guess what? He doesn't. He's like, "Never mind. I'm getting back to where these elves are making the real toys. Kids don't want that freaky stuff."
I was thinking, I'm looking at the list of Christmas movies that are non-traditional. Batman Returns is on there. Is that a Christmas movie?
Oh, that was a Christmas movie, right?
Oh, that one took place during Christmas time, but no.
Didn't the Tim Burton Batman, the first one, take place in the holidays too, or am I misremembering that? I must be mixing.
No, that one didn't take place during the holidays.
Okay.
They were trying to do a parade for Gotham City to get money back into the city. That's what that one was.
Well, that's not a good list.
I mean, the best one that all of us should be watching is the Holiday Touchdown, A Chief's Love Story.
Oh God!
Luckily for us, they just released it on Hallmark Channel, so we can all catch it before it's off, and we would have to buy it digitally to rewatch it in June.
Wait, this website has Eyes Wide Shut as a Christmas movie. Like, oh God!
Nope.
It was in the holiday. It was in the holidays, right?
I guess so. But like, this is not a movie. It's ridiculous.
Well, didn't you look up like odd?
Someone's got to back me here.
It's like, you know.
Well, it depends on what you want for Christmas. But yeah, no.
Yeah. I don't know. This will have this debate because, like, and Dathan doesn't have any kids yet, so you can't really. This is not a movie you're gonna yet.
I mean,
that we
He's
know
gonna drop
about.
some of his off your place.
That we know about.
They're yours now.
But it's not a movie you're gonna watch with your family on Christmas Eve.
Wait, does that
no way.
Christmas movie has to be one that you watch with your family?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my definition of it.
Yeah. All right.
Now, if you have a tradition where you watch Empire Strikes Back or something on Christmas, like, is that a Christmas movie? Like, no, but like if you have a nostalgia for it, I guess. But Lethal Weapon was a Christmas movie.
What about Bad Santa?
Well, that's definitely Christmas. That's yeah. Sure.
You'll watch that with your family. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that one.
No. Absolutely not. All right.
Or Krampus. There's one.
Jingle All the Way, I could see it for sure. Yeah.
Of course.
I need to pull that soundbite where he says, he got two.
Krampus
Get away from my cookies.
Krampus is a big deal in the Czech Republic, and I was there a couple times around Christmas time, and he's legitimately scary. Krampus, as an adult, Krampus freaks me out. They walk around in like cosplay suits, and they light up red eyes, and some of them have like weapons, and they're smoking somehow, and it's terrifying. Chains rattling, and no. I
saw in the new movie, the red one or whatever it is. What's that movie, Chris? Where Santa Claus red one? Yeah, Krampus is a character in that apparently.
Huh.
Like, I'm not gonna go see that.
And he just has slap fights.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. It wasn't a bad Christmas movie.
Which one?
Red one.
Red one.
Oh, okay.
But it was a generic like Dwayne Johnson film. That's all it really is.
I'm glad they didn't remake Jingle All the Way yet. Leave that one alone. Yeah.
They should remake it and have Dwayne Johnson play the part of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and maybe Chris Pratt as the neighbor who's trying to hit on his wife.
While You Were Sleeping is a Christmas movie.
For you, any movie with Sandra Bullock is a Christmas movie.
Is Dathan
Not
into the
anyone.
Hallmark Christmas movies?
What?
Dathan, are you into the Hallmark Christmas
Sinbad.
TV show?
No.
Sinbad was the mailman.
You have to watch the Chief's
Right.
Love Story
No.
Christmas movie.
The wife is, and I actually mentioned that to her because I was watching Sunday football last week, and they were talking about it on when the Chiefs were playing the Bills, I think it was, or 2 weeks ago.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. And the actors were there.
Mm-hmm.
And they got box seats with Taylor Swift, I think.
Something like that, I guess.
Yep. No, you would know. You watched it too. They cut to her and they say, "Hey, there's Taylor Swift." And then they cut away. And then people get super mad all over X.
The highlight of Sundays is Taylor Swift is a Kansas City Chiefs
People
game.
get so mad about something that takes maybe a total viewing time of 1 minute if you take all the cutaways to her and add them together. People get so mad. I love it.
You know, I'm not seeing as many people talk about Taylor Swift in those Kansas City Chief games anymore. It's all about It's all about what I see on social media about the Chiefs. It's about the refs giving them the game to give, giving them the game.
I love that too,
because they're the NFL and Roger Goodell. They're all in on it. It's a conspiracy
because the Chiefs in the past have sold so much merchandise.
They give they're giving
Chiefs
good
were
TV
America's
ratings.
Team.
Yeah,
so
it's
silly.
all about their good TV ratings right now.
Yeah, right. Because Kansas City is such a hot commodity.
Right, but if you guys want to talk about the Oregon Ducks game, we can too, real quick before we go. But that's our hot commodity around here. And Dathan, are you going to the game tomorrow? Are you getting a flight?
No, I am not preoccupied with some other things that are going to be taking place. But if I had to make a prediction for the game, I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. I'm thinking it's probably going to be a one-score game. I'm thinking maybe 31-27, somewhere in that range.
Man. Yeah. Well, I see the Ducks are favored by 3.5.
Why do you think that?
So...
Why do you think that?
I think that Penn State's defense is just a little bit better than what they're used to. Obviously they played Ohio State to a 1-point game at home. This is a neutral site field. It is East Coast. I think for the Ducks to win easily, I think they'll have to get the lead and they'll have to hold the lead. They'll not have to give it up. They'll have to play well in the third quarter.
I also think that Penn State, from what I have heard, because I haven't watched their game, is pretty unpredictable offense-wise. Like they don't play the same game each week. So going back and watching tape and preparing, from what I understand, could prove to be difficult.
Yeah, I think
I heard Dan Lanning in an interview kind of say something to that effect.
Yeah.
So
Penn State likes to use their tight ends quite a bit too on the short screen game, stuff like that. So that's something to keep an eye on.
Dink and dunk with a big tight end that's popular. So we'll see. I don't know how it'll play out, but gosh, one thing that I would think if you're a Duck fan is that the fact that Dan Lanning never takes his eye off the game. Like, that guy is hyper focused. I think that's going to work in your favor always. Like, it's interesting in interviews with that guy. It's not that he does the typical, like, Bill Belichick thing where he won't tell you anything. He does that, but he doesn't do it in a rude way. But what I take away from that even more so is that guy is hyper focused on the task at hand always. Like, whenever I've heard an interviewer kind of throw him a funsy sort of question, he tries his best, but you can tell it's not even doesn't even process.
Oh, his press conferences are legendary. I love watching him. He doesn't care, and the whole
just on
bit.
To the next game.
I don't know if you guys saw too his halftime speech last week. I'm pretty sure Nathan watched it. Smashing the Washington helmet just like gave me goosebumps. Like, That is my coach. That is my coach right there. Like that was.
I think you have to like it if you're a fan, but at the same time, it's a bit cringy, and I think everybody can admit that.
No, that was amazing.
What I like best about it is where'd they get the helmet?
They would have stole it. I don't know.
That's my guess, right? So I guess that's the part actually that I wondered most. Like, did they order one in from Amazon before the game? Was he planning this the whole time, or did they steal one? And if they stole one, what's he going to get fined?
It was probably
right?
a Temu purchase, something like that.
See, that's what I'm guessing. Yeah, I think that maybe they listened to our podcast and heard us endorse Temu wholeheartedly, thanks to Eric, and that's where they got the helmet.
Dan Lanning.
And that's why it smashed so easy. I mean, it is just Dan Lanning.
Yeah. Derek's talking about the fight after the game last week. Dan Lanning was talking about, all that talk about or fighting after the game or after the whistle goes on. That's just all nonsense crap. When you need to get your during the play is when you need to be fighting. It's like not afterwards. That's just it's BS. So, and all the stuff about planting the flag and other teams field like.
Yeah,
it's kind of
there were two fights. And I can't remember who the second one was with.
A lot of it has to do with it's the planning of the flag thing. It's probably going to be.
They think it's disrespectful.
It's probably going to go away because I think there were 5. It's rivalry week and people want to plant the flag in the center of the field. Obviously, you don't want it to happen. Don't lose the game.
Don't lose the game.
But I can see it happening. A rule like you can't plant the flag next year. There were a lot of fights. There was probably 5 or 6 different fights that happened over the weekend last week.
Was it 5 or 6 over it? I thought that there were 2.
I think it happened.
And then I kind of wondered if the second wasn't a Me Too.
I think these kids they watch the highlights and they see one fight going on, like, oh, we're gonna do that too.
That's
in
what
our
I
game.
thought. Right.
Yeah, it was.
That's actually what
like
I thought.
Florida State. I think Mississippi State and Ole Miss had an issue. Tennessee had an issue. Who was Miami?
It was a crazy weekend for
Syracuse.
football.
Had an issue. Arizona State, Arizona.
North Carolina and North Carolina State had a fight.
Yeah. So there's 5 or 6 just right there.
Celebrating on the field has always been problematic. Like, is something bad waiting to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just, and so I think that as much as I don't like being a killjoy with that stuff, I think that it's probably about time with kind of the way that people are that we putting into it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever can though, because they'll just bum rush it,
I also like when they try to storm the field, but like the ref hasn't called the game dead yet.
Yes, that's usually when I get frustrated with it. Right?
And they make they have to round everyone up to get them off the field, and it takes 5 minutes.
We've got 28 seconds on the clock. Get off the field, and then it's 20 minutes later, and they finally can play out their 28 seconds.
They're taking down the goalposts.
Yeah.
I feel the game's not over yet.
Oh, well, college kids be college kids.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, guys, hey, I really appreciate you guys being on. Derek, you were on, you're my sole guy on Twitch tonight, so I really appreciate you, bro. So
yeah, nice work.
Thank you for holding it down there. I'm glad it's working. There's been weeks we've been worried where, I guess we haven't been worried, but we've been it's interesting. Everyone else that came on the show, we really appreciate you. Any final thoughts, you guys, before we go?
If you want to see Goonies in a new skin, watch Star Wars Skeletons Crew.
Oh, okay.
Is it good? Goonies is good.
I watched the first episode and I was like, this is actually pretty good, but you could kind of tell which kid was supposed to be which kid from the Goonies.
Okay. Interesting.
Wow, it's that much of a recycle, huh?
And so I was kind of like, okay, I can tell who's Chunk and who's Corey Feldman and everything. Yeah. But I was like, this actually feels like a Star Wars series that's like, okay, we have this entire universe. Let's open it up and do something other than what we've done before. And so I'll have to watch more episodes and see if it gets better. But for the most part, the first episode was pretty decent.
They don't do any of the chanting and the singing like they did in the Alkalite. They don't do any of that.
No.
Nope.
That's what I wanted.
I mean, it's for kids.
They're gonna do a season 2 of that, right? Like that's. Oh. Don't tell me they canceled that show.
Yeah.
Dathan. Oh man, the way he's shaking his head there. All right. Okay.
I mean, my final thought would be that I can't believe that we forgot about the classic Star Wars holiday special, though, too. It doesn't count as a movie.
Is that is that a Christmas special?
It was a special, yeah. They should air that either before or after the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer one.
Well, and I believe it's on Disney Plus now. I think they've brought it back.
That's where Boba Fett was introduced. That's his first screen time.
You're right.
That special.
Yeah, he was a cartoon character.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Dathan, any final thoughts?
Just
Eric?
go watch Die Hard. Damn it. Just go watch it for the holidays. It's time. It's the year. Just do it.
That nerd who played on The Family Matters is in that new Star Wars series. Steve
Urkel?
Is he really?
Yeah, he is. I did see a little screenshot.
Jaquil...
Or something. There was something about that.
We were talking about the guy that played Carl Weathers earlier. I love that there's a Key and Peele sketch. Have you guys seen it where they bring in Carl from Family Matters and they start talking to him about why Urkel's like taking over the show or whatever, and he loses it. If you need to see something funny, go watch that. It's so amazing. Anyway, all right, that's all I got for you guys. Good show. Appreciate you. Consider subscribing if you're not already. If you're out there, and we should be back next week to talk about Dathan's favorite topic, the Game Awards. And
said no one ever. You said that, not me.
Maybe, but even like, who cares who wins? But maybe they announce some stuff that you're interested in.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Maybe. So, thank you, Derek. Thanks for coming on, bro. All right. Have a good night, guys.